Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Stillwater High School Coaches Show. Stillwater Pioneers 6-0 after squeaking by Choctaw 74-14. Casey Kendrick along with Tucker Barnard, head coach and athletic director. And Coach, what a nail biter on Friday night.
Just trying to keep it interesting. Yeah.
You guys, you know what was interesting? And this is I don't know why, I don't have an answer for this, but I had somebody ask me this. I've been asked this a couple times. When you have a lopsided game like that and you're broadcasting it, typically you lose focus. The game's over, you rushed for 5 yards. Well, it really doesn't matter. The game's over. It's hard to stay in the moment. But maybe because your guys played 3 full quarters, unlike they've played the last several weeks, or maybe because you guys were so crisp in everything you were doing. I don't know what it was, but I don't feel like I lost focus or got bored with that game. Maybe because I was just fascinated by what was happening in front of me.
No, that's a great compliment. I mean, to call us crisp like that, I mean, that's something that we feel that way too. We think that it's probably the best total effort game that we've put in so far, and we really challenge the kids to play that way and to be in a good place mentally, and we expected a tough game, and they whoever was in the game played the way it needed to be played.
I threw out on radio, you weren't here for last week for the TV show, but I threw out on radio this whole analogy with Coach K. Wood, and then I did the same thing with you about throwing out lures and colors and whatever. It doesn't matter, you're going to catch fish. The way you guys are playing right now, you're going to win against most opponents no matter what you guys do, even if you develop bad habits. But the other thing that's interesting, so let's add one more element to that. When you fire your team up and say, look, Choctaw is really good. This team is capable of beating you if you're not ready to go, and then you beat them 74-14. Does that message lose a little bit of its meaning, just a little bit?
No, I think it can, and we try. I mean, I try hard not to blow somebody up if I don't think that they're capable. I mean, I want the kids to trust our evaluation, of our opponent. But then at the same time, we still need them to go perform, the same way, regardless of that evaluation. So, it is. I mean, I had some kids ask me after the game. I mean, I thought you said these guys were good, and I think that Choctaw's better than what that score showed last week. I think they're a playoff team. I think they could be third in the district. I think that a lot of things went bad for them early, and snowballed on them, and we were able to take advantage of some things, that maybe other teams won't be able to take advantage of.
Is the message from that then to your team is, look, Choctaw actually is pretty good, but that's an indication of how good we are? Or is it, look, if we hit on all cylinders, we're not beatable? I mean, what do you take to your team in the postgame in that, after that?
We took to them that it is an indication of what we're capable of, that had we played with the crispness, that you mentioned 2 weeks ago, we might have scored 70 on somebody else. I think that this team hasn't quite realized its potential yet. We're still growing. We're getting better. I mean, the guys, just the understanding of what we're expecting on different play calls is getting better and better.
So let's go back to the whole lure analogy, which I find it fascinating because I like to fish.
It was your analogy.
And it was my analogy. That's why I find it to be so good. But no, let's go back. And you said this team's getting better. And again, you look at it and go, okay, how much better can you get? But let's go back and talk about the growth. And you and I talked about this on radio this week. And that is the fact that you've got a quarterback who, in the first week of the season against Edmond Memorial, probably didn't hand the ball off as much as he should. In a game against Choctaw, he could have dropped back and forced the ball to Bland. He could have gotten it to Stephen Brown. But in that first half, he didn't. He saw what they were willing to give up, and that was Quantrell Walker, to the result of 5 touchdowns in the first half. That's that growth. I mean, again, people may not recognize that when you're just looking on the outside in, but listening to you talk about the analysis of the game, that's exactly what you're talking about. The growth from the Edmond Memorial game to what you guys did the other day, there is still lots of growth going on with this squad.
Sure, and it's understanding. It's understanding what the opponent is trying to do to us, and understanding how our counter actions, are designed, and how it all works, how it all fits together. And Gunner's he's always been incredibly accurate, you know, and he's really understanding, you know, which balls he not which balls he can throw, but which balls should he throw, you know, and which balls should he hand off, and it leads to numbers like that. I mean, he had 16 of 17 for 363 is pretty good.
Yeah, and then you look at, he had 3 touchdowns. Again, you got Stephen Brown going, you got Anthony Bland going, you got Q with 6 touchdowns. Your defense coming up in just a little bit. We're going to be talking to Garrick Martin, who was our Pioneer Player of the Week for Frontier Lanes and Derringer Printing. Had the pick 6. So now you not only have all these other numbers, now you got your defense scoring. So let's find the one place that maybe let's nitpick a little bit. PATs. Got you know what? Your Uriah is really good, but did hit the uprights a couple times. Got a little bit of pressure a time or two, but in these games it doesn't matter. Obviously later on could mean a little bit.
It could, and we've had 3 different deep snappers on PAT. I think at this point, so we've had a couple of snap issues. We've had a couple of holding issues. You know, we've had a couple of just a inconsistent leg swing. You know, so it's been a myriad of different things, and we're working on it. And you know, I still feel confident when he goes out there. I mean, I think if it need be, we can go out and kick a 42 or 43-yard field goal to win the game. I feel good about it.
Yeah, he's shown that a lot over the last couple of years. But man, when you can, as we go to the 2-shot, if you can take a 74-14 win and find something to pick, I mean, I worked hard to find something right there. I was working hard.
It's a little easier when you get into the video and you're looking at individuals and technique and things like that. So we find plenty, I think.
Yeah, from the press box, I didn't see anything. Take a break, come back. We got much more to get to. We're going to talk about Lawton, and we'll talk about what's coming up with Garrick. He'll join us in just a little bit as well as we continue right after this.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name. Oh, yeah. Charlie's Discount Drug.
Freddie Paul's Steakhouse and Brian invite you to experience this Stillwater staple. Established in 2001 and armed with the best steaks in town, daily lunch buffet, and catering available, there is something for even your pickiest of family members. Homemade with love, they combine family recipes, a professional chef, and a dedicated staff to bring you a fantastic dining experience. Looking for something new to do with the family? Come check out Sky Golf Driving Range and take a few swings while enjoying full food and drink service. Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, where they believe you should always enjoy the exceptional flavor of what you're eating.
Frontier Lanes is Stillwater's favorite family entertainment destination. Open 7 days a week, Ernie and the crew offers 16 lanes of bowling, but that's just where the fun begins. Knock down the pins to the sounds of your favorite tunes with our jukebox. The game room features pinball, pool, and exciting arcade games. And with a full snack bar, you can satisfy your thirst and get some of the best burgers and fries in town. Frontier Lanes near Airport Road at 3524 North Washington. Call 372-8584 and be sure to ask them about booking your child's next birthday party.
Kent and Barbara Houck have been saying they're a one-stop shop for many years. In 1951, the Houck Agency began insuring Oklahomans and since has expanded to insure people in 11 states across the country. The Houck Agency can find the policy that fits your needs from business health coverage, individual health, home, auto, and long-term health care policies. They have a staff that can take care of financial planning, including retirement and investing. And Barbara Houck has been a realtor for over 35 years, and her contacts helped her buy and sell homes and commercial properties across the state. One-stop shop, the Houck Agency, 801 South Main in Stillwater. Call statewide toll-free at 800-543-8588. The Houck Agency, when experience counts.
Formal Fantasy in the heart of downtown Stillwater provides everything you need for your formal occasion. We have dresses, shoes, and jewelry to make you stand out on your special day. We offer tuxedo and suit rentals right here in Stillwater. Our staff of expert seamstresses will alter your clothing to fit perfectly, saving you from going from store to store to get everything you need for your event. From school dances to weddings, Formal Fantasy at 121 East 9th in downtown Stillwater is your formal store.
Welcome back. Casey Kendrick along with Tucker Barnard. Coming up, Garrick Martin, our Player of the Week. But let's talk a little bit, Coach. we talked about the game the other night. Coming up, we'll talk to Garrick, and then we'll look ahead to Lawton for that Thursday night game. But I want to talk about some of the numbers, a couple of things that are just staggering. First off, the fact that some of the games, or the games with Gunner in it, and when he's in there in the first 6, 51 possessions. You guys have 288 total plays, and you guys have 288 total points. That's a point per play, and I've been using the word efficient a lot. Well, I don't know that it gets more efficient than a point per play.
No, it's pretty good. I mean, for a basketball analogy, I remember back in the day, of course, it's risen since then, but, you know, if you shot a three-pointer and you were 33%, they're like, oh, that's a point a shot, you know. And so a point of play is pretty good. We need to run more plays.
Well, and that's the other thing. We were laughing about that on the radio show, but, man, you guys are running some tempo now. You look like Oklahoma State tempo, and so much so that your chain gangs are not necessarily getting set.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, we're the play clock is a new situation this year. It's a 40-second play clock, the same that they play with in the NCAA, and it's really allowed us to speed up our tempo a lot. And it's not just the rule. I mean, it's our kids and their understanding. You know, I mean, I don't think we would be able to do the same thing if Gunner and the other guys didn't really understand. I mean, we looked up. I think we've got about 35 turbo plays now that we can run. It's a one-word play that tells us a formation. If there's a motion, it tells us the run option, the pass option. It's all stuff that the kids have to memorize.
Wow.
And but we've got a lot of offense put together in those plays.
Now, explain to me the 40-second rule. Whether there's a 25-second clock, 30-second clock, or 40-second clock, how would that dictate your speed?
Yeah, it really has to do with mechanics of the referees. You know, now the way the 40-second play clock works, when one play ends, so the whistle blows to end the play, the 40-second clock starts, okay, for us to run the next play. Well, what happens now is that the officials, the play clock is start, so the officials just put the ball down, move out of the way, and you can run another play, you know, just as soon as they get it set down. In the old system, the 25-second play clock, you know, they really kind of took a lot more time to get that ball set, and then they would walk back, make sure everybody was good, and then they would start the 25 seconds. So there was just a lot of waiting. If you were trying to hurry, you ended up waiting on them a lot.
Do you have the same substitution rules? If you sub, you got to allow the defense to sub?
Nope.
Really? So that's not like college or the NFL. That's interesting. Okay, so let's talk about some other numbers here with the Gunner in the game. Coach, you guys are averaging 9.86 yards a play, and we were laughing about that on the radio show as well. That's 14 hundredths away from a first down every single time you snap the ball. And I don't know if that's on first down, if that's exactly what it is on first down, but what you guys are left to gain to get first downs after your first down play is so relatively small that the playbook is wide open every single time you come to the line on second down, and that is extremely taxing on a defense.
Yeah, and that's just an average per play. So, you know, if we come up and the first play is incomplete, Stephen Brown is averaging just over 19 yards per catch right now, right? So I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Sure,
is that we'll have a 0-yard gain, but there's a 20-yard gain coming pretty quick.
Yeah, which again, then all of a sudden you're back at that 10 yards per play. But the point is, I mean, you guys again with the tempo, with the yards to gain, the efficiency, the points per play. You guys per possession, over 5.5 points per possession with Gunner in there as well. And again, these numbers, what do they mean? Well, what they typically mean, and what it seems to me, and I've seen your opponents, Choctaw would have loved to run the football. Choctaw would have loved to play a little time of possession type of game. But when they look up and they're down 21-0, that goes out the window. We got to start throwing the ball. You take them out of their game plan very quickly when they look up and they're already down 2 or 3 scores.
Yeah, and I can't give enough credit to my coaches. I mean, Chad has put together just an incredible system. I mean, it's really, really good. I think it rivals probably anything around. And so we just have a lot of options that we're able to work through in a really, really quick manner. And then what we do defensively also lends itself, to what we're doing offensively. I mean, the two sides really marry really well together. So we're hurrying you up when our offense is on the field, and then when our defense comes in, it's that same kind of pressure, putting an offense behind the chains. So people are not, typically they don't have long scoring drives, against us. I mean, our typical deal. I mean, I think last week about 70% of Choctaw's offensive plays were for 0 yards or negative yards. So we're putting them behind the chains. It's really hard to operate in those circumstances.
It's amazing is what it is, and it's a formula that's worked really, really well. A couple other quick stats, then I want to look at some standings, but 42 of 51 possessions in which Gunner has been in the game have resulted in touchdowns, and the others, a lot of them have resulted in field goals. One pick all year. 0 picks? Yeah, 0 picks all year long. You guys have valued the football. You guys have done a great job there. So, again, it's just phenomenal. And then throw in the fact that you got a young man who's playing, again, half a football game. He's almost got 1,000 yards in Q. I mean, his efficiency and what he's been able to do, just to run the football the way you guys do, it just allows you to do so many other things that we talked about on the offensive side, passing game-wise.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it, and then the offensive linemen who never get enough credit. Nobody knows their names except their parents. It seems like sometimes,
Sure.
But those guys, I mean, they were a big question mark, at the beginning of the year. I mean, everybody wanted to know, how are you going to replace the offensive line that you had, and the guys that are that we have now, man, they're playing really hard and working to be as good as they can be, and putting in a lot of great time.
Right now, they're giving Gunner a lot of time to throw, open up some holes for Q, and they've really have made, again, just the wideouts, Bland, Brown, Smithton. I mean, it doesn't matter, Donnell. It's been phenomenal. You guys are 6-0 in the district right now. We're going to take a break, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. What's coming up? We'll look at those standings and talk about Lawton. But we'll step aside, come back with Garrick Martin, who will have a chance to tell us a little bit about what's going on the defensive side. He is our Frontier Lanes Derringer Printing Player of the Week. We'll talk to him coming up after this.
Harrison Electric in downtown Stillwater can handle any commercial or residential job with expertise. But don't take my word for it. These are actual Google customer reviews for Harrison Electric. When they make an appointment, they show up on time. Very professional employees who respect the client. They clean up after themselves and did an awesome job. Talked us through the plans with us and came up with the most economical plan for us. Very easy to work with on changes that came up. Highly recommend. So there you have it. The public has spoken. Call Harrison Electric at 372-7171 and see what everyone is talking about.
Hard work, dedication, tradition, and proven results. That's Pioneer Football, and that's the law firm of Martin, Jean, and Jackson. That commitment to excellence has served the Pioneers for years, and it's done the same for Martin, Jean, and Jackson with over 100 years of combined experience in injury law. Martin, Jean, and Jackson has offices in Stillwater, Ponca City, Tulsa, and our new location in Oklahoma City. Our Stillwater office is conveniently located at 400 South Duck Street. Stop by our location or call us at 405-377-5000. Teams always strive to be their very best. That's the Pioneers, and that's Martin, Jean, and Jackson, attorneys at law.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides and have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Agent Wendell Stevens about Shelter's auto insurance discounts.
The McCafe is now featuring cold brew coffee and cold brew frappes. Face the day with a cold brew coffee from the McCafe with a rich cold brew coffee blended with ice for a creamy frozen drink that's colder than cold brew. Or refresh with a cold creamy frappe. We start with a cold brew coffee, blended ice, and topped with whipped cream and rich chocolate drizzle for a great anytime frozen treat. McDonald's in Stillwater, Perkins, Perry, and Cushing. I'm loving it. Where do you go for computer help? Gigabytes. Gigabyte staff are experts in virus removal, software updates, and faster running computers. Gigabytes also provide small business support and network support, including websites. And they do laptop screen replacements, and they do all kinds of cosmetic repairs as well. Whatever your computer needs, they are the ones that can provide you with the answers and solutions to get you up and running. Gigabytes, 918 South Main, open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, or call 533-1715.
Welcome back to the Stillwater High School Coaches Show, and now joined by our Frontier Lanes Derringer Printing Pioneer of the Week, and that is Garrick Martin, senior for this Pioneer team. And good to have you here on the show.
And thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about this Pioneer team right now. Obviously, you guys are off to another fantastic start. You guys are staying undefeated. I talked to a lot of your peers when they come on. You guys have got to be having a lot of fun right now, just the way this season is really shaping up.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, especially when you're winning. But yeah, all of us love football, and I think it makes it that much more fun when we go out there.
You know, and it was interesting because I was asking you what's your favorite sport, and you said it's kind of the sport I'm playing. But boy, we've had so much success in football, makes it that much more fun. You know, coaching and instruction and all of that all seems to be a lot easier when you're winning.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes the ride a lot smoother when everything's going good. And yeah, so we've had a lot of success the past couple years in football, and it's made it a lot easier on everybody.
You had a pick six, you had a forced fumble and a recovery, and you had another recovery, which is the reason why you are our Pioneer of the Week. Obviously, you guys are having a lot of success. You know, you see the 74 points, and everybody sees the offense. But you guys are shutting people down on the defensive side. This defense has just been dominant this year.
Yeah, we really have stepped it up. I think from last year defensively, we've been shutting people out, holding them to single-digit games, and these are good teams we're playing, so we definitely take a lot of pride in that.
You look at the back end of this defense, Cedric, Tevin, Carter, yourself, Kobe. I mean, this is a really talented group.
Yeah, we are. We feel like we're one of the more talented defensive back units in the state, and so we just want to go out there and prove that every single week.
Who talks the most trash out of that group?
Just depends on the day, kind of.
Give me one and two. You've got to be in there.
It's definitely. I'll put myself at one, like the undisputed one. But it could be Kobe, it could be Tevin. Cedric didn't talk really that much. So.
Yeah, okay. So he's not one that's he's not talking as much. You know, you guys have had a swagger about this team. How much do you guys take it personally when the other team scores on you?
I mean, we get mad. It could be 70-0 and they score and we're mad. And if we have the backups in there and they score, we're all mad because I mean it's kind of a pride thing. You want to beat somebody as bad as you can.
Well, and I wouldn't say that's just among the players. It would seem like that starts with the defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, yeah. Coach Hawley, doesn't matter the score, it doesn't matter who we're playing. It's all out every single play. You
know, he has got an energy about him. He's always fiery. He's always talking. He's always coaching. He's correcting, sometimes with sarcasm. Sometimes he's funny. Sometimes it's very direct. But I would think, and we've talked to defensive guys in the past, but he's got to be a lot of fun to play for.
Yeah, he really is. And I've been playing for Coach Hawley since I was in the 3rd grade. And so, like, I've known him, and I've been around his family for that long. And he's just a really cool guy. Probably the best coach I've ever been around. He's just really fun to be coached by.
Yeah, and he's obviously done a fantastic job. Okay, so now this team is where it is. How hard is it to stay focused week by week and not start thinking about championships?
I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't, hard, because we all know where we were last year. We know what our goals are. So, but we just got to take it 1 week at a time. If we take it 1 week at a time, we'll end up where we were last year. So.
Which is obviously back in that championship game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Is the belief that this team this time, we've given that chance, we'll get it done?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're all pretty confident that we have the talent, we have all the tools in place to go do what we need to do. So we just got to stay focused and go get it done.
Well, obviously you have benefited from great coaching, and you've overcome your dad's side. I mean, you know, I mean, for people who know Clay, it's obvious that you've overcome a lot.
Yeah, he's.
No, don't even get yourself in trouble. We can have some fun with that. Well, hey, congratulations! You are our Derringer Printing Frontier Lanes Pioneer of the Week. Enjoy a little bit of that, young man. Congratulations on the W.
Thank you.
More important, but come back and see us, all right?
Yes, sir.
Take a break. Come back. We will be rejoined by Tucker Barnard, and we'll wrap things up right after this.
To our neighbors and friends, we come to you today to let you know what's on our hearts. Because you're the reason what we do is so much more meaningful than a job. The reason we believe in the power of investing in tomorrow and the power of community. So this is simply thank you. As we step boldly into a time of growth and change, consider this our promise that every investment in our hospital is an investment in our communities.
Freddie Paul Steakhouse and Brian invite you to experience this Stillwater staple. Established in 2001 and armed with the best steaks in town, daily lunch buffet, and catering available, there is something for even your pickiest of family members. Homemade with love, they combine family recipes, a professional chef, and a dedicated staff to bring you a fantastic dining experience. Looking for something new to do with the family? Come check out Sky Golf Driving Range and take a few swings while enjoying full food and drink service. Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, where they believe you should always enjoy the exceptional flavor of what you're eating.
Formal Fantasy in the heart of downtown Stillwater provides everything you need for your formal occasion. We have dresses, shoes, and jewelry to make you stand out on your special day. We offer tuxedo and suit rentals right here in Stillwater. Our staff of expert seamstresses will alter your clothing to fit perfectly, saving you from going from store to store to get everything you need for your event. From school dances to weddings, Formal Fantasy at 121 East 9th in downtown Stillwater is your formal store.
Do you take multiple routine prescriptions for medical conditions such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, COPD, asthma, or arthritis? Are you tired of making multiple trips to the pharmacy each month to pick up refills of all your medications? Tiger Drug has a new, easy, convenient, and free synchronized refill program for you. We will work with your insurance so that your meds will all be available on your refill date so that there will be no waiting. Call one of our friendly staff members and ask how you can join the Synchronized Refill Program at 405-372-7900 or stop by at 825 South Walnut. And be sure to ask about our vaccination program. Tiger Drug in Stillwater, where the customer comes first.
Welcome back, Casey Kendrick along with Tucker Barnard, and good stuff there with Garrick. He's a character, isn't he?
He's a good one, yes.
You know, and it is funny. He admittedly put himself as the number one trash talker up there, but you know, there is something about that position, especially with guys who tend to be very vocal on the offensive side at receiver. You better have a little moxie, or you're going to get eaten alive back there.
Yeah, if you don't have a certain level of confidence, you can't survive as a defensive back. I mean, the way the game's played, I mean, you're put in so many situations where it's, you know, you with nobody around, you know, and if you don't have the confidence to perform, and then also, you know, when you make a mistake, because we're all going to fail, and when you make a mistake, to be able to come back and reload that confidence again and continue to play is it's not easy to do. A lot of kids can't do it. We're fortunate to have some that can.
6-0. Everything's gone extremely well, and you're number one in the district. Although Del City is 3-0 as well at 5-1, still looming out there. But you got to take them one game at a time. But seems like those are the two best teams right now in this district. Bixby obviously on the other side.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, we won't play Del City till week 10, so there's going to be a lot of it up in the air. Deer Creek and Choctaw play week 10. I think there's a good chance those could be the third and fourth place teams. Midwest City could factor in there as well, but there's a lot of uncertainty right now. So what do? We just take care of this week and see what happens then.
This is your 8th season. Last year we did not have this discussion, but your first 6 years we got to this point and we said, man, there's 3 or 4 teams vying for that third and fourth spot, maybe the second spot, and we're all in that group, and we got to stay above the fray. And boy, we're always in this same mix. Last couple of years it's a lot easier. I like being on the high side, not having to worry about that.
It is. It's a little more fun to be up here in this spot for sure.
To stay there, you got to beat Lawton. Tell me about them.
Lawton's a good football team. I think since I've been here, I think we've played them 7 times and they've beat us 6. So it's a quality opponent that we're giving full attention to. You know, and they've had some struggles. When they got beat by Midwest City in the first district game, they lost to Deer Creek. Deer Creek beat them in overtime last week, 17-14. So you know they've got a new coach, second year head coach. So a lot of things that they're trying to adjust and trying to figure out, and you know we got to make sure they don't figure them out this week.
Thursday night game make that big of a difference?
A little bit. I mean we had JV was away last night, so we sort of lose that as a practice day. We did come in on Sunday and get some work done. So I mean we'll get a little more work on Wednesday than what is typically we do on a Thursday practice, and then with it being fall break, we'll get to bring the kids in on Thursday. So we'll balance it out the best we can and make it close to a normal.
Finally, 9th grade JV running clock dominant again.
Undefeated. Everybody's still undefeated. 7th through 12th haven't lost yet. The 7th graders, 7th and 8th grade both, I believe, play tonight at Choctaw. That'll be a tough go for them. But our JV last night won. I think it was 46-22, something like that. Running clock in the 4th quarter.
Love it.
That's the way we like to do it.
4th and 5th still undefeated.
3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th
are still undefeated.
5th and 6th. I'm still looking for an answer on that. And the high school trying to stay undefeated. Thursday night, get out there and support this team. Staying away from the walk around on Friday night. It's fall break. Why not come out and enjoy a beautiful night at Pioneer Stadium? Coach, always appreciate it. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Hey, we're going to want to say thanks to Garrick Martin for being here. Want to say thanks to you joining in as well. For Coach Tucker Barner, I'm Casey Kendrick. See you guys next time right here on the Stillwater High School Coaches Show.